I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will learn the method of partial factoring to find equation of quadratic function from the graph. So we have two questions here. Question number one is find equation of the parabola from the given graph. That's the graph given to you. Determine the coordinates of vertex from your equation, and that is the vertex which we need to figure out. Now I'll use the method of partial factoring. So you'll also understand what is partial factoring, and you can apply it to find equation of a parabola very easily using this method. So in partial factoring, we actually utilize the y-intercept and its image. So as you can see, the y-intercept here is at 0 and 3. So the y-intercept is at 0 and 3, and the point across horizontally is called its image. So, and its image coordinate point is at 3 and 3, right? So that is at 3 and 3. Now since we have 2 points horizontally placed on a parabola, we can find the axis of symmetry by adding them and dividing them by 2. That is, the average value will give us axis of symmetry, right? So from here we can say axis of symmetry will be at x equals to, add them, that is 0 plus 3 divided by 2, you get 1.5. So we get axis of symmetry from this point, right? So these are our initial calculations to start with, and now let me write down the equation of the parabola in partial factored form. So we can write this as y equals to a times, we'll find the value of a using one of the points. We'll find the value using this point, which is at minus 1 and 1. Okay, a times, and think like this, as if the whole parabola is right there. So think as if the parabola is kind of, these have been shifted down, right? Is kind of like this, right? In that case, you can write, these are your x-intercepts at x and at 3. So it is at x minus 3 is the other factor. Now it has been moved 3 units up. So we'll write plus 3. Now as a check, if I write x equals to 0, the first factor is 0, the first term is 0, and you get y equals to 3. If I write x equals to 3, the second factor is 0 and the first term is 0. So you get y equals to 3 again. So this equation represents parabola, correct? Now how to find the value of a? We can use the point as we always do. This point is x value is 1, y is minus 1. So we write minus 1 equals to a times x value is 1. Okay, so 1 times 1 minus 3 plus 3. Bringing 3 on this side gives us minus 3 minus 1 equals to 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So we get minus 2a, and we get minus 4 equals to minus 2a. So a is equals to 2, right? Since we know a now, we can write down our equation. So the equation is y equals to 2x times x minus 3 plus 3. So that is the equation in the partial factored form, correct? Now from this equation we can find the vertex by placing x as equals to 1.5, the axis of symmetry, right? So we'll do that later. First let me write down this equation in standard form. See how easy. Let's expand. So we get 2x squared minus 6x plus 3. So that is the equation in standard form. This equation represents your given parabola, correct? Now let us find the vertex. In this case, vertex is a minimum, right? And the value is y value, x value is 1.5. Let's substitute 1.5 in our equation. We can use that equation also. It will be easier for us to calculate. So we'll use the partial factored form to calculate. So 1.5, I'm using the partial factored form to calculate, right? It'll be easier. I'll show you how. 1.5 minus 3 plus 3, correct? And that gives you, let me change the ink so that it doesn't mess us with the graph. So we have 2 times 1.5 is 3, and 1.5 minus 3 is minus 1.5 plus 3, correct? So that gives us, we can calculate this as 3 times 5 as 15, so minus 5, 1. 3 times 1 as 3, then 4. So minus 4.5 plus 3, that gives us a value of minus 1.5. So this point is indeed, we can write down here, at at the vertex of 1.5, y value is minus 1.5. So that is the minimum value of this particular parabola. I hope with this you understand how to find the equation in the factored form and then write it in standard form. So our answer is, the equation is y equals to 2x square minus 6x plus 3, and the vertex is at 1.5 minus 1.5, and the vertex represents a minimum for us. I hope that's absolutely clear and you appreciate this method of partial factoring. I'm Anil Kumar. You can subscribe to my videos and learn a lot. Thank you and all the best.